Yes, now ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Fans YouTube channel. It's a bit windy tonight, so I hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I'll have to scrap the video and I'll actually hate my life and probably kill myself. So, it is Friday night. Now normally the weekly schedule as a WWE fan and as this WWE YouTuber, I'm supposed to watch Monday Night Raw on Tuesday, the day after, and upload the reaction video on Tuesday, the day after. I did not upload the video. I did watch it, but I didn't upload the video. And then on Wednesday I'm supposed to watch NXT and upload the reaction video. I've done neither. Today is Friday. Now normally I'd watch SmackDown the next day, but it's in Saudi Arabia, so it's even earlier. So I could have watched it tonight, but I haven't because I've been busy. I'll be honest, I'm currently walking home, so I'll probably have to watch that tomorrow and get that uploaded. And Night of Champions is in Saudi on tomorrow night, and I'll be able to watch that live as it happens as well. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to record this Raw reactions or Raw review, whatever, get it uploaded now, and then hopefully tonight watch NXT and maybe get the video up tonight, if not tomorrow. But tomorrow I will need to watch SmackDown and get a Night of Champions review or prediction. I don't know. I think maybe I'll probably predict Night of Champions tonight and put that out before my SmackDown reaction, because Night of Champions is early tomorrow and I'll be working first thing in the morning until 12, and then I'll be out. If it starts at 6 PM, which it does, I've checked, and that's not leaving a lot of time. So I think I'll record the Night of Champions prediction, should I say, before a SmackDown reaction. It's just how things are going to have to happen. So yeah, I really should have been, just consistent throughout the week, but instead just probably going to get it in one big intensive outburst. But you know what? This is life of YouTuber, or this is life of me. Either one, both fits. So, alright, so intro aside, let's talk about things now. I like to try and get the non-title things out of the way first. So, obviously we know Seth, Braun and Bronson are running Rampage. CM Punk's posters feud with them lot to go feud with John Cena. That's fine. Jey Uso posters feud with them lot to fight in the King of the Ring tournament. That's fine. Sami Zayn posters feud with them lot, or maybe he's done with them lot, to compete in the King of the Ring, which we know he's out of now, and he's carrying on in his feud with Karrion Kross, which has now been confirmed that Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn will have their match at Night of Champions. This is great, right? Because we're finally getting not only a televised Karrion Kross match, but Karrion Kross on a PLE against a major superstar. This is fantastic, and if WWE does the right thing, win or lose, Karrion Kross will look good. The only problem with this is I don't think this was their original plan. I think this is off the cusp of Dominic pulling out the Night of Champions. I'm not sure why. Dom claims he's injured, but we don't have any evidence of injury. If WWE's smart, they'll make it look like a romance move for Liv Morgan being injured. And they'll say like, oh, he's broken hearted, so he's not. So he's staying off, he's staying injured while Liv's injured. Obviously they can't do that because we don't know how long Liv will be injured. And if Dom's not actually badly injured and he just can't compete this Saturday, it's a short-term one, then obviously let's not do that and keep him in matches, because we were actually excited for the AJ Dom match. The only bad thing about that match is that AJ won't be winning the title because Dom is newly the champion. And while we shouldn't automatically expect that, we do, because that's what WWE is now. There's no unexpected title wins, you know what I mean? It's not 50-50, it's not really how it moves. So yeah, what if WWE is also smart? While Liv is out, they will build a bit of a story between Roxanne and Dom. Maybe for the second time recycle the Liv Rhea storyline, not because it's the best thing to do, but because it's the best with what they got. Liv's out, do this now, so when Liv comes back we're gonna have a bigger Liv Roxanne feud, because that match will feed families all the time. So I think that's great. But also we had also with Liv Morgan being out, it's reported that Raquel Rodriguez is currently holding both titles, but apparently they're gonna just put the other one on Roxanne Perez. I've seen a couple of people have problems with this because like they need to save the WWE Women's tag team title division, maybe relinquishing the titles or scrapping the titles would be better. I don't think they can scrap them now because we have a women's tag team division, and no matter how bad it may be, taking it away wouldn't seem right, and it might cause a bit of an outrage. And I don't think it needs to be taken away. I think it needs to be taken care of. There's plenty of female superstars that aren't used on a week-to-week basis. Make tag teams. Don't just chuck them together. Give them a shitty name and a shitty catchphrase that dies in a couple of weeks. Build it. Make the titles look good. Do you know what I mean? Frequent matches, but regardless. They're going to put it on Roxanne Perez, which I think is the good thing to do, because if she's a part of the Judgment Day, the Freebird rule should apply. They've applied it with everyone. They've applied it with the Bloodline, with the New Day, with the Fabulous Freebirds, obviously, with plenty of people, the Wyatts, all sorts, right? So, obviously, enact the Freebird rule, give Roxanne the title. I think that makes perfect sense. But speaking of women's divisions, speaking of Intercontinental titles, Bayley was challenging Becky for the title that night. Bayley and Lyra had a bit of a run-in, like, oh, we're cool, you know, like they had a bit of shade thrown at each other because they're both gunning for the title. Both women want the title, but at the same time they're fighting for the same thing against the same person. They're ultimately on the same side. Becky was spotted in the background while that segment was going on. She just kind of walked away. It was like, I'm not dealing with this, which is fair. I like the little Easter eggs that WWE does in the back. But then the match happens, and there's a reason Bayley and Lyra had this interaction of, are we cool? Because Lyra ends up costing Bayley the match. I mean, Bayley and Becky go to war for the Intercontinental title. And to be honest, I'm glad the match went the way it did, because obviously I did not want Becky to beat Bayley. And this be Bayley's shot. I want Bayley have a one-on-one shot at a PLE, and then we'll have the triple threat at another PLE, maybe the triple threat at Evolution, and then Becky one-on-one at SummerSlam, you know? God. So it turns out there was big time scrapping on the outside, and then Lyra, out of rage, attacks Becky and costs Bayley the match. Now, Bayley, over the past few years, I've been seeing decline in ring ability and character and just on screen and everything, right? And which is a shame, because Bayley's always been my favourite. But from time to time, Bayley can have a banger. Her WrestleMania 40 match with Asuka, her one-on-one match with Lyra Valkyria after the title and winning a Raw, and now this match with Becky Lynch. There was a moment, well, first of all, I was chatting, this is also much to do for every match now, right? But there was a moment where Bayley threw Becky into the table, and it is the best I've ever saw anyone throw anyone into a table. It was impactful. It looked like she threw her into the table. I loved that. But we've had Lyra ruin the match, and now there's going to be a bit of a thing between Bayley and Lyra, which is good, because we need that triple threat match at Evolution. Hello, right? And then we need that one-on-one match between Bayley and Lyra, whether we will ultimately challenge Becky. That's what I like about that. I realised I forgot to mention, we had the second semi-final match of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Roxanne Perez versus Jade Cargill, the winner facing Asuka at Queen of the Ring, and Jade Cargill got the win. That's fine, you know, I don't hate Jade Cargill. I just feel like, obviously for Queen of the Ring, they want a dominant person, which is why I feel like they're going to go with Jade Cargill, but I just feel like it's such an opportunity to elevate someone else. Like, that's why I feel like Asuka should win this match, because Asuka and Io will feed from these. That is a great match, and it needs something like Queen of the Ring to provoke it, because Asuka and Io were actually friends, and although they're not in Damage Control anymore, who said they've got bad energy? So Asuka earning the shot to face Io makes more sense. Jane is already going for the WWE Women's Championship. It wouldn't make sense for her to win this, I'll be honest, but maybe I'm just sorry, because in my mind this final should have always been Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez, with Stephanie Vaquer winning, but that's just my bias, I suppose. All the women that have qualified are perfectly qualified, funnily enough. So that's the match we're getting at Night of Champions, and I can't complain, honestly. They can put a banger on if they try, but I really want Asuka to win so badly. But anyway, then we had the final semi-finals match of the King of the Ring tournament, Cody versus Jey Uso, best friends. I mean, I said how great it was. I was disappointed that Sami Zayn lost the semi-finals, but I was happy because it was Randy Orton who beat him. And this meant the potential of Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes in the final. And I just, you know what? Originally I complained when Jey Uso was in the semi-final, but I actually love it, because I love the fact that it came to Jey and Cody in the semi-finals. I loved that, actually. Obviously I didn't want Jey in the final, and I didn't want Jey Randy Orton. I wanted Cody Randy Orton, so I'm glad it happened the way it did. I feel like Jay should have only ever reached the semis. He doesn't need King of the Ring, get a rematch of Gunther. He's had a 1 year feud with Gunther. He can get a match with Gunther anytime. So Cody Rhodes beats Jey Uso. We get Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton at Night of Champions. We don't need to turn either one of them heel, even though Cody Rhodes' heel run is coming somewhere, and maybe even Randy Orton's. But we get this match without having to set it up. Do you know what I mean? That's the great thing. It's going to be competitive as well. Neither man has to lose their respect in order to give us this match, and that's what I like from WWE. WWE all the time makes things good versus bad, which is the whole idea. But when we have two fan favourites and they want to make a match between them two, so they turn one of them heel and one of them people doesn't become the fan favourite anymore, it kind of ruins it for me. Why not have two people that we can both root for and make it like 50-50, make it split and make it an exciting match? I'll be honest, face versus face matches are the best matches. It's straight facts. I'm not lying about that, it's straight facts, right? So that is what it is. Let's talk about World Tag Team Division. I hope you can still hear me, by the way. The New Day have not defended in a while. In fact, they won the titles at WrestleMania off of the War Raiders, and then they defended them against the War Raiders and the Creed Brothers in a triple threat match. Since then, I mean, we've had the Judgment Day versus the War Raiders, I think, and I can't even remember who won the match. I think it was Judgment Day, but again, there's been no shot made. And then when, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston rolled up in Adam Pearce's office with Grayson Waller, Adam Pearce said there'll be an action, I think, next week. Don't know if he mentioned who against. If they did, I forgot, sorry. But obviously they weren't happy about having to compete, but let's be honest, they won the belt 2 months ago, and they've defended them once. So yeah, kind of needs to happen. Austin Theory said, don't talk to my friends in New Day like that. You know what I mean? So we've kind of already seen the Grayson Waller Austin Theory split. Grayson Waller split off into a new friend group, and obviously Austin Theory's hopefully going to get something out of this. You know what I mean? I can't believe that Vince McMahon was right back in 2022 with pushing Austin Theory. I can't believe it. He shouldn't have won the Money in the Bank briefcase. But the United States title run, I agree with. Being John Cena at WrestleMania, I'm not sure about that, but you could have had John Cena win the belt and drop it the next night to someone else. Do you know what I mean? I mean, who did Austin Theory drop that belt to? I'm pretty sure it was Seth Rollins, was it not? Or Finn Balor. Cena could have dropped it to them the next night. I mean, no one's ever opposed to a Finn Balor Cena match or a Seth Rollins Cena match, but I'm ranting now. We're talking about this week's Monday Night Raw. And then I'm trying to think if anything else besides the world title pictures happened. I mean, oh yeah, Raquel Rodriguez called out Rhea Ripley. Obviously, they both cost each other King and Queen of the Ring tournament matches, and since obviously Liv's been feuding with Rhea for a while, and since she's injured, Raquel is obviously going to go after her. So Raquel called her out, and Rhea and Raquel just had one big scrap, and they brought weapons in. They did the Slim Jim table spot that we can obviously see they're doing every week. I mean, let's be honest, you look since, I don't know if it was since the last PLE or if it's just been like the last 2 weeks, but every episode of Raw and SmackDown has had tables. They've never done that. Tables have always been exclusive, and they've come out like maximum probably 5 times a year. And now they're coming out 5 times a week because Slim Jim are sponsoring them and paying them to do so. While I don't mind seeing table spots all the time, they're going to get rinsed, they're going to get saturated, it's going to get boring. That was that. As for the women's world title picture, literally nothing. I mean, did we even see Io Sky? Got no clue. We're just kind of waiting. I suppose they were going to build something with Liv Morgan, never did. Obviously they never did build that thing with Liv Morgan because Liv Morgan got injured, and I'm guessing now we're just going to wait for the winner of the Queen of the Ring tournament, which is a shame because Io's a talent and she's actually been getting built up and pushed, and popularity has been growing over the last few weeks, and now she's just kind of written off because they've got nothing for her. And that's for the world title picture. Goldberg had an interview with Michael Cole where he just kind of seemed stupid. I mean, he was just, this is big bad Goldberg who would come in, had a 1,000 day undefeated streak in WCW. He came in at WWE, demolished Brock Lesnar twice, ended the Fiend's reign when he shouldn't have. This is big bad Goldberg that WWE tries to portray, and yet he's come in this interview and said, Gunther insulted me, Gunther embarrassed me. Oh, I can't take this, you know what I mean? Just like, oh, I'm offended, I'm going to beat him up. Like, shut up, man. So dumb. I genuinely hope Gunther beats the shit out of Goldberg. Not because I hate Goldberg, I actually do like him. I don't like how WWE's booked him, but I like Goldberg. If he was booked properly, could have been great. I feel like Survivor Series 2016 should have been the last of it, really, if I'm being honest. Maybe the WrestleMania 33 match with Lesnar, where Lesnar could have finally beat him and just made it a bit of a better match. But without the Universal title, what's it needed? Brock Lesnar could have thrown Kevin Owens down the line, you know what I mean? Anyway, Gunther cut his own promo, and I just hope, for the sake of Gunther, to make Gunther look dominant again, we have Gunther destroy Goldberg. That's what I want from this. I realised I forgot to mention, I started talking about satisfaction. I forgot to finish it. Penta has been feuding with Bron Breakker. Obviously had a problem with him since WrestleMania, since the Intercontinental title. And Bron beat Penta, but then Penta also having his issues with El Grande Americano, ran into Chad Gable backstage, assuming Chad Gable is El Grande Americano, and beat him up and attacked him to the point he was actually hurt. And it's come to my attention that WWE actually did this because they need to write off Chad Gable because he's injured. I'm not sure how long it's for, but this also means El Grande Americano is also off screen and injured. It kind of gives up the gig that Chad Gable is El Grande Americano, but what can you do? You can't have someone wrestle when they can't, do you know what I mean? Chad obviously is El Grande Americano, and you can't have El Grande Americano if you don't have Chad Gable. So this is what it is. He's written him off because he's assuming he's El Grande. So I guess either they're gonna come up with some creative cover story for El Grande, or maybe when Chad comes back, it exposes that he was El Grande Americano, and maybe finally one day we'll get that culmination between Penta and Chad, because they're obviously going to put on bangers all the time. I'll be honest. In terms of segments, it was a dead episode of Raw. In terms of matches, quality. Even like normally with a brawl, like if this was a couple of weeks ago, if Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, I'll be honest, had this fight just before the Slim Jim deal, it would have been boring. It would have been, they started fighting each other. Adam Pearce came out, all the staff and the security came out to separate them, and then they burst out with everyone, all these men holding them back, and they burst out and started hitting each other. One thing I'm actually going to thank Slim Jim for the fact that Slim Jim's making this table spot happen. It meant they brought out weapons, and the fight meant more. The fight looked more brutal, it was more creative, it was unique, it was something different. I loved it. It was a lot better. Match quality, Penta Bron Breakker when they're never going to put on a good match, like literally never. Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, great match. Bayley, Becky, amazing match. And then finally Jay Cody was a great match as well. I loved the ending. It looked like Jay was actually about to beat Cody. Obviously we knew he wasn't, but it looked like, you know, he's doing some damage to Cody. Cody pops up at the last minute with the life. And people who say Jay can't wrestle, you're just disrespectful, but that was actually good from him. So yeah, decent episode.